are live.
Hello. I always love that intro. You can't help but feel like super excited. You're like, yeah.
I'm like dancing.
Love it.
Hello, Jen. Thank you so much for coming today.
My absolute pleasure. I love your channel. I love seeing what treasures you uncover and the stories that you tell us too about your uncle. So I'm excited.
He's right here. He's right here.
Wonderful.
Yep. Well, physically he's right there, but
Just
that's
a few.
another story.
He's watching us.
Oh yeah, he's always here. Like it's if I put my hands on something and all of a sudden I'll get a do not sell that. That's important, and I'll put it aside and then I'll look it up later. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. He's just so he was my godfather and my uncle. He hoarded jewelry. I come from my mom passed away. She was one of 11.
Wow.
11 full-blooded Sicilians, and they were all hoarders. And I was the one that showed up. I was the niece that showed up and was present and took them shopping or to the hospital or had them over here for Sunday brunch because we used to do Sunday brunch every Sunday. And I inherited multiple estates. No, I didn't inherit a house like Jan, but I have a few storage units and some safe deposit boxes. And that's where I got everything. But uncle, so most of the jewelry is uncle's. Only a few things, and I usually say what it is if it's my mom's. But my mom was the baby girl of the 11. So if my mom said to Uncle Joe, her brother, I want that, he gave it to her. So
Oh, I love that. Sounds like
I
a
love
really
that.
nice family.
She was pretty spoiled. But tell some people about your channel, and I love
Sure.
watching you on Sundays.
So I am Jen. I have a channel. It is Sundae Baubles Antique and Vintage Jewelry. And I'm a longtime collector, and I've been researching jewelry for decades. I love it. Today I've got some opaline beads on. I don't have too much on because I was actually working with my hands earlier. So, I'm very precious about things. I don't like to put wear on things unnecessarily. But I collect and research. And so my channel is all about research and identification tips, teaching people how to look up information about their jewelry, how to date things based on materials and construction, as well as other marks. And I've started doing a Sunday brunch every second Sunday where I do a little bit of a deep dive into either an era of jewelry or a piece of jewelry. And then we do a little bit of online shopping, look for listing errors, and just educate ourselves as collectors so we know what we have and we feel secure and good about our buys.
Those listing errors tips are really, really amazing because if you don't know what it is, and when you found it was just amazing. I love watching your channel and learning so much. So all of us are like, are you kidding? We're all glued to
Thank
the
you. And I mean, learning is a lifelong journey for all of us. Like there really is no such thing as an expert at all. There is no one. We can be experienced or less experienced, but at the end of the day, there's always information to find out, and specialty makers or a specialty something that you didn't know about. So lifelong journey.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Uncle educated himself, and he took classes. I called him my walking encyclopedia.
Yes.
He actually, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. So yeah, he was. Whoa, here we are. So yeah, he educated himself, and I didn't realize he had all this stuff. Like when I was younger, he had a bunch of safe deposit boxes, and he would go visit them like his kids. And I would go in there with him and go, "Oh, this is pretty. Oh, this is pretty." But I had no idea. So he had taught me some things over the years, but he really never got into it. And then the stuff that I came across in the trunks and steam trunks in his apartment, his $328 a month apartment in
Wow.
elderly housing. was just filled with trunks. And so, depending on how deep I went into certain, I haven't touched everything, just so you know. I still haven't opened up everything, but I'm still finding notes from him saying, Mia, this is blah, 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 blah. And he dates them. Like, so 1986. So this was in his plan for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know that if he was still alive and I had found YouTube before, oh, he would have like 8 million subscribers.
For sure.
So smart. He was my walking encyclopedia. I mean, that's what I called him. That was before the internet. So if you needed to know what that feather was, which I do have his feather collection,
Wow.
I can't even, I don't even know. Okay, this is him. So Mia, this feather, this feather is from the farthest area of the blah 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 mountains, but they were only in this one village of blah 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 blah, and then they use that. I don't know. It's just amazing. He was just amazing. I miss him so much. The stuff that man knew, and then his languages. He spoke many languages.
Oh, wow.
So that was a big thing he would make. Well, not make me, but he's like, you need to learn at least one word in different languages. That way, you can always make a friend. You know, we went and we got pizza from a Brazilian place. I'm like, oi, and I'm like, obrigado means oi means hello, and obrigado means thank you. So, and my daughter was like,
It's amazing. He sounds like such an incredible personality, just so interesting and kind with diverse interests.
yes. And diverse is the word, and eclectic and vast,
Mhm.
I think are a few that would explain him. But very interesting and very opinionated. So today is the 22nd. Tomorrow he would have been 96.
Oh, wow. Well,
Tomorrow's his
happy
birthday.
early birthday to him then.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to start with the hair jewelry?
Let's do it. I'm open to looking at anything you want to show us. I can't wait.
I know, I'm excited. So my very, very first video that I did, and I hadn't done one before, was Victorian Hair Jewelry. And I just kind of showed it. I really didn't know much about it. I just showed the jewelry. So this will be great if you can explain things. I have my down camera. Who else? Who's here? Liz is here, and Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, guys.
Hello,
Thanks so
hello.
much for coming. And lurkers. Hello, lurkers. So do you want me to make it? I'll make this. I'm still learning this whole. Where's my cursor? There it is. I'll do this that way, and then I'll get my face off of here, and I'll do this down camera so you can really see.
Perfect. You're going to see me like crawling into the screen as I get closer and closer to look at it.
You know what's so funny is like I'll put my face like I can look around. I'm like you can't look around there. I do that too. So let me get this down here, and so yeah, everything's in bags because I didn't want things to hit each other.
Which I love that you do that. That is exactly what I do too. Things that have survived this long, we want to treat them with respect so that they continue to survive too. And like these are such incredible pieces. I love hair jewelry. It's special. It's connected to an individual and it has so much sentimentality behind it. And they weren't all mourning pieces, which is a common misconception where if it's hair jewelry, it must be to celebrate a deceased person. Sometimes they were amatory pieces as well. So like those earrings, for example, there is really no indication to suggest they're anything but joyful and perhaps made of a loved one's hair to celebrate a happy day.
Yeah, these are in great condition, except it's missing one little ending there. See how it has this? But they're in lovely shape. I remember playing, I'm like, whoa, these are great. I'm like, don't do that when I found out what they were.
And it's incredible. And like human hair was used very commonly. Sometimes there's even pieces with horsehair that is coarser. And then elephant hair is used in some jewelry too, which is very thick and almost looks like rubber pieces.
I have, okay, it's funny that you said that. I have an envelope full of rings that are all made from elephant hair.
Woo! Fascinating. I love those, and often they were from either parts of grand tours or brought back from the period in time where the Raj period, really, where England was responsible.
Yeah, so these two I have in the same. I think it's because it probably doesn't have a mate. So,
Yes.
but this I love. So he also had books. I think because he could make his own wigs. He was very
Amazing.
creative. So I think he was trying to do this himself as well. Um, or maybe that was on his list. I don't know. This one is in perfect condition.
And that's a lover's knot. Oh, how wonderful. So again, that one I would not say is a mourning piece. I would say that that is for sure an amatory sentimental piece. And those were really, really popular, especially with like some of the Etruscan revival as they, as people began to travel more and go into Morocco and other areas, and they loved the knots and the motifs.
That's what it's called, a lover's knot? I'm
Lover's
going to take notes. Just it's a lover's knot.
Lover's knot. And I'm happy to email you later too with thoughts
Yeah.
and pictures of
And
things.
well, thank goodness this is going to be on my YouTube. It'll be in with my journey. That way, I can always look back. So, okay, so earrings were sometimes just because, but this was specifically not
I would say that that is a
mourning for.
lover's knot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how much does something like this go for?
So there's a couple things that we need to think about. One, often they are either made with gold or gold-filled findings, so that's going to potentially add some value to it. But if you were to do comparables, and I really do love gem.app to look up comparables,
Okay.
something like that in that condition would be like at least $500. Depending on where you're buying it, it could be significantly more, even over 1,000. So this is where, when you're a collector, there are different places that you can choose to source things from. If you go to like a brick and mortar, really well known, reputable antique dealer, they're probably going to have the highest costs on things. In part, it's because they've usually refurbished things, and also they have the most overhead. So they're paying for their lighting, the rent, everything else too.
Yeah.
If you buy directly from a marketplace like Ruby Lane or Etsy or eBay, you are offsetting some of the fees that people have to pay, but usually their overhead's a little bit lower. And sometimes they haven't refurbished things. They don't necessarily know what they have, which is where you would get it for a more economical price. And then at an auction, well, YouTube auctions aside, they're a little bit special. If you're to go to an auction where you're able to view things in advance and they've been reviewed by an appraiser, usually those prices are lower than retail, but not as low as like a YouTube auction where it's kind of a free for all, where either you know what it is or you don't. People do their best approximation. Yeah, but
See,
look at
like
that work.
that is, there's no like fraying, nothing.
No, it's in beautiful condition.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. And would it be marked somewhere?
So it may be, not necessarily, and this is where it's tricky because, when things are marked, it makes it easy for us to know what they
Right,
are, especially if we want to date them. The clasp on that is absolutely correct for Victorian, or an early Victorian potentially too. It's extending, it's nice
right.
etch, and it's a T-bar as well on the other end. So
Yes.
that's exactly
Yes, it
what
is.
you want to see. So that is a nice oldie. It's beautiful. If you held a gun to my head and said, hey, you had to try and put some sort of date on that, I would say probably between like 1850, 1870.
Really?
It's
And to
beautiful.
be in that condition, that's just amazing.
It really is.
That is amazing. All right, I'm gonna put this aside. Now I'm like right back into the plastic, right back into the plastic. So there are some things that were broken that I don't know if he wanted to fix, or so some of these pieces are incomplete.
Mhm.
But I think he wanted to just save them, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes even having pieces that are incomplete to see the construction on them is amazing to have too. So now that is an absolutely beautiful piece, and it looks like there's a cross in the middle that is just kind
Yes, and it
of,
hangs
yeah,
freely. Oops.
that's beautiful.
And again, it has the T
Yeah, with a
bar.
really nice extended pin. And the reason why pins were extended that long, especially like in the Georgian period, early Victorian times, is that the fabrics were a lot coarser. So in
Yeah, the
order to wear
thicker, right?
exactly, you needed something that was going to stick all the way through. That is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's in great shape. I mean, I can't see, and I can go down even closer. I
Let's
can't
do it. Let's
see.
get in close.
I know, down scope. So I know, look at how fine that is woven.
Beautiful.
I mean, here's my fingerprints. It is just so tiny. And then, like you said, it extends on the side there. And
And
it's
there are names for the patterns. I want to say hi to Evan in the chat. Evan, I think, loves hair jewelry and has some good experience and knowledge about it too. And Evan's absolutely right. People made hair jewelry as sentimental hobbyists as well. So it wasn't
yes,
uncommon for people to like make their own jewelry out of loved ones' hair. It wasn't
right.
always a fine piece that was commissioned for someone else to do.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, like the young ladies would do,
Their needlepoint or
yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Amy. That's Evan. Owen is Amy.
Hi, Amy. Very nice to
Um,
meet you.
and then who else is here? Hi, Laurie.
Yes. Big hello
And
to Lori. It's so much work went into these pieces. And I can't help but think that a lot of like love and care and craftsmanship too. People would learn through the guild system and then they would really apply their craft and they were proud of what they made. So we're not talking fast fashion, mass produced anything. Like this is something that was curated, custom made for someone to be
yeah.
loved and passed down.
So the way this hangs,
That's wonderful.
this is in perfect condition as well. There's no, I mean, you saw it up close. There's no fraying. I've had a hard time looking for something like this online.
So I've never seen one with a dangle like that and a cross, but I will connect you with a friend of mine, Sarah Nahama, who's a art historian and mourning jewelry and sentimental jewelry expert, and she might have either some resources or some people she can connect you with. There is the
Right.
Victorian Hair Workers Guild that have a
Oh,
ton of. They actually still make hair work jewelry today, and they also research it and keep records on it, so they might be able to help and do a little bit more research for you too.
that would be fabulous. And then I could put it in, I'll put it in down below for later on once you send
Perfect.
it to me. That way other people can look it up as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah, that one's in perfect shape as well. And like I said, I had a hard time finding anything like that, like dangling separately.
Mhm.
But oh, by the way, I had to wear this.
Ooh, amazing.
I had to wear my Vaseline glass. This thing lights up like nobody's business.
I remember seeing that when you were showing it. I think it might have been like the day that you pulled it out of the safety deposit box, vault, wherever it is.
This lights up. Look at it.
It's amazing. I love
That's
that.
nuts. And I'm like, what is it? I don't know what it is. And then was it 2 weeks ago? You said something about, you showed one. Or was it somebody else's channel
So
or something?
so this is where I can't remember if I did it or somebody else did it. There's, people, I think people are attracted to Vaseline glass or uranium glass. And there's also a possibility that it's spinel. So have you tested this one?
No, we can do that right now though.
We should test it
No, but
because
it
that,
lights up like it's on, like, I don't know, like
yeah,
it has its own fuse.
and that's where the like spinel that is that color, kind of that yellow that goes green, it is absolutely incredible. I've got a couple of rings like that myself, and it's the same color as beautiful uranium glass too. But I'm suspicious because it looks like that's in a gold setting that it may indeed
Gold.
be spinel.
This is definitely gold.
Yeah,
It is, what is it? I think it says 10 karat, but we can go down to the down scope and just make sure this is on.
what I should have done is brought some of my little jewelry boxes beside me so I could have showed you pieces too. But we'll do that next time.
Oh, I would love to have a next
They
time.
show and
Oh,
tell.
this is going up. This is
Yeah.
definitely moving.
So I'm going to say that that is not, in fact, glass, but rather spinel.
Okay, so spinel is here.
Yeah, let's see
I'm
if it
trying
lines.
not to have the glare there. Wait, let me move my big head over there. Um, it's just like where quartz, amethyst, and citrine is, but at the edge of jadeite. Yeah, this is not. Wait, okay, there we go. So this is falling under quartz, amethyst, and citrine on the edge of jadeite. So I'm not sure. I don't know, because usually spinel would be like right in between here,
Mm-hmm.
and this is falling like right like at the end of it. So I don't know.
I would say that's a pretty good indicator. There are obviously other course tests that can be done,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that you take the
Wow.
time to
I
calibrate.
didn't know
And
I didn't know spinel glowed or had anything like that. I
it
was
sure,
trying to find things that were gonna be.
I love it.
Yeah. This one is opal, and there is and this one has rubies in it, and those glow. But
Yes.
yeah, I had to show off this one because it's um the people in the chat were saying that they thought it was Vaseline glass, but um I I'd have to bring it to somebody to get an actual appraisal, I guess. Yeah, 10 carat.
Those also sell for very good money, although I don't think you plan on selling it. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I am not selling this one.
good plan.
It's the only one I found. I think if I find another one, I'll do that, but I want to
And
keep
then
one for
the
me.
finish on that one, when we were looking at it up close, it looked like the gold had like hatch marks on it, which is
Yeah, you want to see
Florentine
again?
finish. Yeah, let's
Is
do
that
it.
what that's called?
Yes. Yeah,
Hatch?
it's Florentine finish is what it's called, and that was something that was developed like mid-century around the 50s. So that helps
Yeah.
us date it, and it is consistent with the style too, because that's a style that was kind of popular from 50s, 60s, 70s. So I would say that it is like mid-century to a little bit later, not later than the 70s, I would say. Beautiful.
I thought so. That's what that is. You said
Yes.
hatching?
So Florentine finish. I call them hash marks, but it is actually like a style of engraving where you like engrave in a pattern, and it's when you make a steak on the grill, you put it in
Yeah.
one direction, then do it in the next.
Yeah.
Exactly. Florentine finish.
All right. I'm writing that down. We're writing it down. Florentine finish. That's awesome. We're learning so much today.
I love
But
looking at
yeah, I,
pieces.
so it fits. That's the other thing with Uncle. We took the same size shoe. I wear a size 12 shoe. So I like, yeah, I have like so many winter boots now. And then his rings go right on my hands. So it's kind of hard to,
Part with them. Yeah, they're meant to stay with you, and they're probably on his hands too. And there's something so sentimental about a ring and having it pass from hand to hand.
yeah. And this one, it was probably, I don't know, this one was in a case by itself, in another case,
Yep.
in a bag. Oh, goodness gracious. Um,
Spinel, Gypsy JJ. I believe it is Spinel.
yeah, it's like right there. It's right there. So, okay, let's look at some more stuff. Down camera, down scoop. All right, let's move this out of the way. We did those. Oh, I wanted to show you this little family. I think this is brass.
Yes, when they started to put photographs into like buttons, essentially.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
the baby's faded away. She looks a little like, a little scary. They're like, don't smile.
Exactly. Don't smile, stay perfectly still. This might take a while.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know what's with the.
So often the pins would get a little bit bent just from being worn so frequently. They can be straightened out, but to me, they're still perfectly wearable in that state too,
Yeah.
as long as it stays closed. And a little trick, if your pin back ever doesn't want to stay closed as you would want it to, those little kind of clear silicone earring backs that you can get
Yes.
are fantastic to slip on. So what you do is you like slip on the brooch while it's still open, slip on a silicone back so that it holds in your material in place, and then you can close it, and it gives you extra security.
That's amazing. That's a great tip.
A hot tip.
I love to wear brooches. I always have a brooch on. I haven't worn this one. I don't know. I find it a little creepy. This is something I definitely would sell. I don't know. I don't know. What do you know how old about this would be?
So I would say that that could be anywhere from like an 1890 to maybe 1920 time frame.
And I don't know who these people are, so they're not like my family members or anything. So yeah, the little baby's faded out there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So what did you say? 18?
1890 to maybe 1920.
That's pretty cool. Let's see. I have another person. There's another person. I don't know why it's in such a big bag.
I love the instant ancestors. That's
So
what
this one's broken. It had a T clasp, but it was so he was smithing too in his apartment, I guess.
I love your uncle. How amazing.
I know. So look at this one.
Oh, I love that one too, the expression. And are the cheeks just lightly rouged?
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna go down scope. This is crazy. Like I didn't notice that before, but they are.
Love it.
Look at that. They are lightly rouged.
That's beautiful. And again, I'm not an expert in photography, but you can look at specific details on them. So if they're like a mirrored finish, for example, I believe that's a daguerreotype versus tin types, which are a little bit later and on tin versus the later paper versions. But that is beautiful. And look at her jewelry too.
I'm looking at it right now. No
So
earrings, but she's got looks like a cameo.
Yeah. Looks like a monster cameo. Nice big one.
Yeah. She looks like she's, I don't know, she looks tired. Hurry up and get this done. I got washing to do.
Come on, you're taking too much time.
Right.
I've put on my Sunday best. I'm wearing my jewelry. Let's go.
Yeah, I think this is brass again. Or copper. I'm not quite sure. It's definitely magnetic. But yeah, she's a handsome woman.
That she is. And I think she's trying to stifle a smile. Like her well, she looks tired.
I think she wanted to.
Yeah. It's like me and my passport photos. In Canada, we can't smile at all. We have to keep a straight face.
She almost looks like she could be a family member, actually.
She
has like my mother's eyes.
Did he have a lot of photo albums? Or like, is that something that you would be able to cross-reference with other photos?
Yeah, so that she kind of looks like my grandfather's side of the family. So my mother's father's side of the family.
Nice.
This one I'm going to show it up close before I show it. This is a small brooch. It's petite, and it has this beautiful circular work done on top of the hair.
That's magnificent.
I know. So I'm going to show. It's tiny. I'm going to show you up.
Beautiful.
It's so small. I would wear this.
See, I love wearing small ones like that in clusters with a few little small ones together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what I believe those were used for, that when they were very small pins, were lace pins. So they would like hold undergarments together. And so sometimes like these sentimental pieces like that, you would have them very close to you.
Oh, so like
pin. Yeah, it might have been a secret gift. Who knows? But I would say that one also is like a morning piece. I think it's a lover's.
Yeah, I don't think this is too fun. The way it has the spiral and everything with the flower in the middle.
And the flowers had so many meanings too.
Is that like a forget-me-not?
So I am trying to zoom in to see.
All right, I'm going to go down scope again. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at the chat as much as I should. I don't.
Beautiful. Now, forget-me-nots, how many leaves should they have, like petals? Because I see 6 on this. And they almost look like they're like heart-shaped.
Yes, almost, but yeah, not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Almost
There's
more like
6
a
on this. I
clover.
think Forget Me Not has a little center circle supposed to be in the center.
I think this is going to have to be a takeaway piece of homework to try to research.
Yes, yes, that would be great. I'm
I
looking at the chat. Let's see. Just clicking what is that stone, please? Okay. The piece will definitely sell. Me Piratus Mia down scope. Oh my goodness, that's cute. All right. I'm going to show. So this one is an incomplete piece. I don't know if he was going to fix it or just love it for what it was. I'm trying to get it out of put it in a bag that's a little bit too small for
Amy
it.
says it's a forget-me-not.
Is it a Forget Me Not?
Oh no, sorry, I misread. She doesn't think it's a forget-me-not.
Okay.
It just came in 2 messages.
So this is under glass, and it's like a curl, and then it's like swirled over, and then it has these like gold gilded uh, string and then it's got a couple little pearls there. So I think it's on cotton, and then so some of it's missing, but I wanted to show the. Hold on, let me just adjust this a bit. I wanted to show how. Let me moving that now too.
Beautiful, yeah, and that is likely gold wire that is all kind of woven
It
in
does.
there.
Yeah, it does look like wire, and it doesn't. I know some of these other ones will. Some things have writing on them. So, but see how this is incomplete? It has this side. It should have gone all the way around.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got a lot of damage here, but it's quite thick. So I'm not quite sure. But I don't know what it was. Oh, there's the C clasp there, kind of like squished to the side. So I don't know if he found this or if he just tried to save it from, from it being discarded or whatever.
Yeah, it was really common for people to take these pieces and melt them down, like especially if it was a piece that meant nothing to them, wasn't sentimental. So years and years later, and I think even today, sometimes people do destroy jewelry like that, which is a shame.
I know.
But
I have a lot. Obviously I have a lot, but I have a lot that I have taken to just do that, but it was nothing. It was all modern stuff, and it was nothing that for me that stood out like any of this stuff. Um, there's things that I was told by the auction house to just melt it, and I'm like, I can't.
no,
I just can't.
there are people who will appreciate it for more than melt. I guarantee you that. And even that last piece, like that's a Prince of Wales feather. That's what it's known as. That pattern, when it's kind of plumed out. So they do have names.
So
I can't believe an auction house would tell you to melt it. Shame on them.
that was for a. I don't think I grabbed that. I can take a look if it came out because I just grabbed a bunch of stuff because it was the weekend. I've had a bunch of appointments. I'm having surgery next week,
Yes.
a week from tomorrow, on my neck. So I've been trying to, I'm nesting, if you will, trying to get things done. But so I don't know if I grabbed it. I'll check in the bag. But it's a beautiful multi-panel 14 karat gold. It's scenic and it's 4.8 ounces of gold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Significant. It's significant. That's why I'm like, somebody would want this. And he's like, no, just melt it. I'm like, oh my God.
I still think somebody would want it, and if nothing else, somebody else will want it and let them melt it, but it's
Yeah, that's a lot. So this is not registering at all. This, I want to go down scope because there is writing on the back of this one.
and it looks like it's foil backed underneath, so it's very reflective too in the front. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see a little bit. Can you see it?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, you can see that kind of extra bit of shine. So, you know, the Victorians, the Georgians, they did not look down on glass in jewelry. They actually thought that it was a wonderful way to emulate stones because there weren't as many mines open. There weren't as many, folks that were making faceted gemstones available. So that's beautiful. And it looks like it says
L Coach.
Yeah.
Coke.
I'm gonna go with your pronunciation.
Coke.
Coach.
Well, I had a mayor in our town it spelled it this way, and he pronounced it Coke, Koche. Mayor Coke. No, there's no E in his. I think that's just a swirl. I don't know if that's an
I
E.
think so too. With like the way the K is designed and the foot.
Yeah, it's more of a thick. Yeah, but yeah, I think these little ones are forget-me-nots. I think that's a forget-me-not.
I would think so too. And that's beautiful chasing on that. Such wonderful.
Yeah. So this is not coming apart, but it's a little stretched at one end, and there's a little pulled out there, but it's missing this piece. Who knows? I might find it in Uncle's stuff. The piece that goes into the other end. While we're down here, let's look at the back of this one.
Oops. Ooh, that one has lots written on it.
Yes, it does. This one says Elizabeth Goddard died April 22nd, 1835, age 19.
So this would be most likely a mourning piece.
Yes.
And if they're inscribed with something like that, and having a full name and a date like that, you would highly likely be able to find some information online if you looked on some of the genealogy websites and did some research, which is half.
Yeah, I have not done that yet. It looks like this. I don't know if this is black glass or French.
Is it black or is it red? Because it's reflecting just a smidge of red, but it could be your fingers that are reflecting.
It could be my fingers. And this one is different than the other one. This one is larger. I think this one is for the neck, actually, because they were much smaller. So the first one is, look how small that is.
Oh, yes, that's bracelet for sure.
Yeah, but this one
could be a choker.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm thinking it's a choker, but this is intact. So this piece is the piece that I need for the other one, and I'm thinking that's what he was. I think he had a, he was going to fix them. I think that's what he has a lot of things that haven't been completed. So I have about 3 trunks full of stuff that every time I find something that isn't completed, or he write his notes on there saying, need to find this stone or whatever, I just kept putting everything together. This does have a little bit of a, let me get a flashlight, have a little bit of a red tone. I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, and like it almost looks like a very large rose cut garnet.
Oh, wouldn't that be fabulous?
Maybe we should test it.
Garnets don't glow, right?
They do not.
No.
Well, I think there might be like one distinct kind of green garnet that glows that is like extremely rare, but red garnets.
So like, where's my light?
Yeah. Hey, Christina. Welcome to all in the chat here. It is a
pleasure
to see you. I would say I'm playing hooky, but this is my lunch break. I deserve a lunch break. I never take one, so not exactly playing hooky.
I am so appreciative of you being here with us today. I really, really appreciate it.
Truly, it's my pleasure.
Yeah. So this is something I might probably look up. I don't know if I'll get a hold of the family or anything. A lot of the young people, the very young people, aren't really into this kind of stuff. Some people are and some people aren't. I shouldn't just put them in a generalization like that, but I don't know, somebody clearly got rid of it. You know,
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean,
Someone let it go. They weren't as sentimental about it as some of us would be.
yeah. So how much do, well, this one's broken. I would obviously for condition reasons, it would go cheaper. And somebody might have those pieces. They might want to, like my uncle, fix it. But something like this, that like this one that has all that writing and it is in decent shape. I don't see any fraying.
No, it's in
Um,
wonderful shape.
yeah,
And
so something like this, if I wanted to buy it or if I wanted to sell this one, what would that be like?
so if you wanted to buy one at the best price you could probably find it at, you would likely be paying at least 650 and upwards, 700. It also depends on what the materials are too. So it would be worth again testing to see, are those findings
Yeah,
gold? Are they solid? Is it rolled gold? And
yeah,
what is the stone?
there is no, other than the writing of about Elizabeth, there really isn't any. You're so right about that red tint to it.
Yeah, just a smidge of red, which
Yeah,
it's really beautiful. And maybe they went out of their way because obviously black was the color that you were meant to wear when you were mourning, but maybe they found a very dark garnet.
I'm not quite sure. All right,
Yeah,
let's
and then
look
depending on
at.
what websites you looked at, obviously they could go for more. But the bracelet too, I would say don't write things off if they're damaged because they can also be repurposed. So just the clasp could be taken off. It could be worn on a ribbon. It could be repurposed into a brooch or something else or a pendant. And a lot of people are willing to do that.
Yes, and obviously Uncle was one of those people.
Amy agrees, and Uncle for sure definitely did too.
So this one is different. It has these two little windowed,
Yeah, with it looks like there's hair in there too, with like a swirl of hair behind a glass panel.
in one of them and nothing in the other.
Huh.
And there is writing, so we're going to go down scope. This one is much thinner than the other ones I just showed.
And that looks like it's an auburn colored hair one, which I believe is very rare. That and
Yes,
gold
this one
you
is
don't see
lighter than the others.
often.
Definitely lighter than the others. So down
Mhm.
scope.
Sharon. Hi, Justine. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Justine. Hi, who else? Christina. Suze. Hi. Does it glow? Everybody asks it. That's why I'm always like, does it glow? Laurie, thank you. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm so excited that we're here, and we have Jen. Okay, this one says,
Is it
is it,
Charlie Bessie?
yes, you got it. And then I'm gonna flip this one over. So this one is empty. This is empty. Here's the clasp. Very petite. And yeah, look at it. It's all very much intact.
Yeah. And I love that's like a wider weave to that hair too.
Yes, so you can see the more light shines through it, or so here's the other one. This one has hair in it, so let's turn it over and see who it is. Okay, it looks upside down. And this one says Willie.
Willie Grace.
It could be like Wilhelmina,
Yeah.
Willie Grace. So they
I
might
wonder
have
if
been
it's
sisters, or
sisters or children, maybe.
now that's somebody's real hair because look at all the different colors in it. Because I know, look at, you can see reds and blondes and
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of gray. So that's somebody's natural hair. But I know, isn't it true? Correct me if I'm wrong. That with some some of this hair jewelry, it was mass produced.
So
That was so the hair was they bought the hair and they made it, and then it wasn't always the person's hair or relative's hair.
that is correct. And typically
Okay.
that would be like you would use hair that didn't belong to the relative in the pieces that were more decorative rather than sentimental. So, for example, in that one, which potentially is that two bracelets that are linked together, do you
I
think?
thought it was at first because that's something that Uncle would do, but it is not.
So
There
it's
is
yeah.
There is one clasp here.
And not one on the other. Okay, yeah. So then
Yeah.
necklace for sure, and then it just drops on both sides. So like the outer portion of hair, that potentially could be hair that was borrowed from another person, not necessarily the donor of the hair,
Right.
or that other piece that was woven the bracelets, just because it would take so much hair in order to fabricate a piece like that. Whereas when it's a small amount of hair that's, you know, under glass, like one of those little fichu pins or those, that is more likely to belong just to the person.
Right.
And
Yeah, this is beautiful. I couldn't find anything like this online either.
it's really special. Susan has done some research for us and says that Elizabeth Goddard was the daughter of William Goddard and died of consumption at the age of 22, April 1835, and is buried in Granary Burying Ground in downtown Boston.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, I'm putting that up there.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Well, that would make sense because I live in Boston.
So did your uncle, do you know, did he go to like the auction houses, antique shops, everywhere and anywhere?
Uncle, yes, yes, he did. And you'd be surprised. He walked everywhere. He was a walker. He would walk from so I live in Quincy. That's a 12 to 15-minute ride into Boston. He would walk from Boston to Quincy and back. He wouldn't
Wow.
take the train. He wouldn't, yeah. He would walk from one end of Boston to the other. He walked everywhere. He never drove. He never I'm writing this down. Elizabeth was the daughter of William. She died of consumption. What is consumption? Is that like
So it was a very common disease, essentially, and I think that, well, let's Google exactly what getting consumption means. A bacterial infection which typically affects the lungs of a sufferer, causing persistent wet cough, difficulty breathing, fever, fatigue, and sweating. And it could cause significant weight loss. So that's why, it was named consumption, was historically the person would become like consumed and would deteriorate.
oh
You know.
wait, where is the I want to see where this burial ground is in Boston because this is the historic one, so there's one where Mother Goose is buried, and like a lot of the well, everybody goes there to you used to be able to do rubbings. They don't allow that.
Oh,
They
wow.
haven't done that since the 70s. We used to go all the time with my mom and our Cub Scouts. Oh, I'm gonna just copy this.
Perfect. And Thelma correctly says, Mia, it's worth contacting your local and national museums, as well as the pieces have far beyond intrinsic value. So if you ever wanted to place pieces with museums to be on display, that is definitely a wonderful option. Whether you want to
Yes,
donate it or just display it, I'm sure that they would love to have them in their collections.
yes, yes. She just Jennifer just hi Jennifer. You just dropped Thelma. Is Thelma here?
Thelma is here.
Hi, Thelma. We're looking at Victorian jewelry.
Yes. Lots of beautiful sentimental hair jewelry and some mourning jewelry.
And okay, so thank you guys all for coming. I'm sorry if I'm not getting into the chat as much as I would really like to. So I'll look this up afterwards. If this is the burial place that I'm thinking, then it is very, very you know,
Like a
only
wealthy
the elite.
family, and exactly.
Yes, only the top families were allowed to be buried there. Mother Goose is buried there. Like there was actually the person, right? That was a person. So where I live in Quincy, which is just the next town, and so we're the city of Presidents. So a lot of John Quincy Adams, and they are actually buried in Quincy Center, the center of town, in the church. And then, I mean, I literally can walk out my house down the street to John Adams' house. It's not far at all.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's when you're growing up here, you don't appreciate it until you're a little bit older. Because I can't tell you how many times we did the Freedom Trail. If you come to Boston, do the Freedom Trail. It's amazing.
I would love to. I've not been to Boston, so I'm going to have to do that.
Boston is wonderful in the springtime.
Okay.
Everything's blooming, and it's wonderful. And then you can, yeah, there's better weather and everything. All right, what are we going to look at next? I'm like, oh, I have another pair of earrings. I don't think I pulled these out yet. More, yeah, this is an extensive collection, huh?
It's an extensive and wonderful collection. It's honestly such a treat for us all to get to see them too. Oh, and look at that.
I love the way these hang. That's why I didn't go to downscope, because these hang amazingly.
Yes.
So there are a few. The only thing that I can see wrong with these is that the little knobs on the end, like this one is missing two knobs, and this one is missing none. So I don't know if they put that there for leverage, for
Yeah.
weight at the
Well,
bottom. I'm not
the
quite
style
sure.
of those was known as like the girandole earrings, and it was a very common pattern to have like the pieces, kind of four pieces with another long one.
Yes,
They're just absolutely beautiful,
I. I mean, they're just. I would wear these.
and they look. I think they're meant to look like candelabra, essentially.
Yes, like a chandelier. You're right. If
Exactly.
I wore these would just blend in with my hair. You wouldn't. You can't see that.
You'd have to
But
like wear your hair piled on top of your head, and
yeah.
maybe like a high collar.
So these are in really, really good condition.
Incredible.
What else do I have? I have a ton of stuff. I don't know how much time you have, but I mean, what are these pieces?
I can definitely stay at least half an hour more, and then depending on how many pings I get, the lights, boop, 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 boop.
so so these pieces were pieces that were probably he wanted to, like, there's no hair in this one, but it is broken, and I'm sure he was saving it to, yeah, it did have a T bar there and a C clasp. But look at the design.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
And again, he tried to save things because of, you melt this stuff, and it's just gone forever. And
See,
it's
and
just
that second one, that one is, I have many, many brooches of that general style, which is like the aesthetic period. So the
okay.
later Victorian period, and I love it. It's engraved. It includes all sorts of little like knots and baubles and balls on the
Yes.
end and engraving. Yeah, gorgeous.
So
And then
this one,
is
yeah,
earlier.
this one doesn't have any glass.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he had something. He was going to do something with it.
Definitely could have been repaired. And what I've seen a lot of people do is either put photos of their own loved ones into them, or even put like small gemstones or pearls and have little shaker lockets or shaker brooches.
That's awesome. Okay. So I think that's all the that is all of the hair jewelry. I think.
Absolutely wonderful.
Um, I'm gonna move them aside, that way I don't. Um,
Thank you, Thelma. And thank you, Jennifer, as well.
yes, I so much appreciate it. I've learned so much. I can't wait to watch back and like take all my notes. But so yeah, so he even saved, even if there was one earring,
Hmm.
Um, I thought I had one with blonde hair, and I don't see it here. I might not have grabbed that out of the safe deposit box. Um, I wanted to show you this. It's just
Oh, it looks like a moonstone
it looks like
in a claw.
moonstone, both of them, and
Yeah.
then but this is held. Look at, it's a foot. It's like
Yeah. It's a talon.
a talon holding that. And I'm gonna go down scope so you can see it better. This is later. I mean, because it doesn't have like the C clasp, but I just thought you'd like this.
Awesome. I want to get in close. You know me. I love moonstones, so
Yes, yes, yes.
it
So
absolutely
it
is.
looks like a little. Is that verdigris? Is that what that's called?
It can be. I'm gonna take a look. Yes, and verdigris can appear basically on Usually it's base metal jewelry, but it can also be any jewelry that has other alloys in it, and can be removed pretty easily. One of my favorite techniques on a piece like this would be to use a little tiny thin paintbrush, or even like an eyeliner brush and a little tiny bit of ketchup, and you dab it and you let it sit and then you clean it off. I don't like to soak my jewelry, and I don't like to, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. I didn't realize this when I looked close at this. This is wood.
Amazing. And I wonder if it's got a percha potentially. Is it like fossilized wood? Are you able to tell? Is it?
I can't tell. I'm gonna open this.
And Gypsy J, I see your question about the aesthetic period.
Oh,
So
this
the
says
Victorian period is actually broken into three. So the first was the Romantic, which was 1837 through 1860. And then 1860 to 1885 was the Grand period. And the aesthetic period was 1885 to 1901. So the aesthetic designs you typically see from, I'd say, about as early as 1875, because things tend to bleed up into 1880, 1890, 1900.
so Gypsy JJ say it's a dragon.
It's a dragon. It's definitely some kind of talent. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Now,
it's got great adularescence too.
so when I see this, I think that it could have held. Maybe they put that there, or maybe because usually you think of watches, that go on, and I don't know.
Well, and it could have been modified. So that catch doesn't seem quite right for the age of that brooch.
Yeah, see, this doesn't look. See, says 14 karat right on it here,
Yeah,
and
then
this does not look like this.
no. So I think that it was modified.
Yeah, and this was changed because
Exactly.
yeah, but it's lovely. I don't know. Uncle could have done it himself. I have no idea.
His metalsmithing. I love that he was doing that in his own home. I think if I tried to do that, my husband would be like, "You're gonna set this place on fire."
Yeah, yeah. He didn't have anybody that
Rein
lived
him in.
there. That yeah. He took a lot of classes too. So
Lifelong learner, it sounds like.
yes, learning something new every day. I don't think so. I don't know if these are. I have so much Victorian, like I have just so much. Oh, I forgot. Ow! I just.
Did you
I'm
say-
drawing blood.
Oh no. There's a beautiful Victorian piece.
Yes.
And that one looks like a later Victorian mourning piece where they like to use lots of pearls. Pearls could symbolize tears and also purity. Beautiful.
It looks like it's missing something here. There's a.
Yeah. Perhaps a dangle. Sometimes you'd see like a little pearl dangle hanging down.
Yes, and then it also has a little. I don't know why it has a. Could it be worn as a pendant?
Or maybe a safety chain. You could absolutely wear it as a pendant through that, but it could be a safety chain.
Yeah, that's beautiful. There were. Oh my goodness. This is nuts.
Wow.
She's got diamond earrings.
She is stunning. She is a cameo habillée, meaning she is dressed with jewels.
Yes.
That's what they're known as.
These are diamonds.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love it when the jewelry has jewelry.
When our jewelry has jewelry, that's like, oh, it actually is going up to sapphire. Maybe it's because it's small. I don't know. They might be white sapphires, but still
beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
And that one again is also a pin and pendant.
Yes.
So very versatile.
So and when I see this, when I see this, I think Victorian.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Mia, I love Crystal Ball Dragon. I will write you after the show. Of course you will.
I can only imagine how many messages you get after going through some of Uncle's stuff.
Oh, I know. It's it's quite interesting. It just I don't know if this is a piece of mourning jewelry or if this
is more of a reliquary. So basically, they would be sold with like little bits of cloth or hair or something that they associate to a saint. Yeah.
Okay, that's what. Okay. I wasn't sure, but yeah, it has. I don't know what it says in there. It's in Latin. Let me see. Oh, I thought you'd love this.
Ooh, yes, I do. Funny enough, I tripped the other day when I was out walking with my sister. I guess it was almost a month ago now. And my husband keeps joking that I need a walking stick. I would
Well, I
gladly
got the
use one.
top of your walking stick right here, honey. This
Perfect.
has good weight. I don't know if there's like cement or something in there. It looks like they I don't know who they hit with it.
Exactly. It
It's
has so many
definitely
purposes.
stamped, but it does say a name, and it says James M. Manning, May 29th, 1888.
That would be another one to look up for sure. James M. Manning.
So
How
I just,
special.
yeah. So my husband's like, oh, wouldn't you just take that to get that melted? No, 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 no.
And then you can't help but wonder, what is that date? Was it a date of retirement, wedding,
Yeah,
celebration?
exactly. Because, something like this, he could have gotten as a, like you said, like from retirement or anniversary, whatever. Um,
Important business deal? Could be anything.
could be anything. This makes me think of canes, which makes me think of the canes that I have that have swords.
Yeah.
So I have a few of those too. Those are crazy. Let's see what's in these. I don't know what I just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff. Ooh, these are lovely. That's a darker citrine.
I love a deep citrine like that.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is Victorian, but I know this is an older setting.
And is that white gold or?
Uh, this actually says 585 inside.
Yeah, 585 is gold,
Yep.
and that would be, because it's white gold, I would say that it's going to be not Victorian. Basically, white gold was kind of commercialized around 1917 or so. So anything that you see in white gold is going to be like that date or later. There can be little accents on earlier pieces. They did toy with mixing silver with yellow gold and had some interesting results, but commercially for something like that, it's going to be a little bit later.
Right. I don't know. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff.
That one feels a bit mid-century to me.
Yep. This
Love it.
is more modern. I
Yeah.
mean, look at yeah, but it's gorgeous. Those are all diamonds. And okay, what's in the box? No. Oh, this one's crazy, but I don't think this is old. It's
No, but it's
just
beautiful.
brutalist. And it says Lovecraft, signed Lovecraft inside, and it's 14 karat amethyst and diamonds, but that's a deep, deep amethyst.
I was gonna say, what is that stone? Because it almost looks like a tanzanite, but not quite blue enough. It's a beautiful amethyst.
Yeah, this is Tanzanite. It's so it's not, yeah, this is, and I just thought that this was unusual. This is actually going a bit
It's a beautiful brutalist piece for sure.
beautiful, yeah, but not Victorian. Okay, moving on. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of, man, I want to see it.
We rushed through it too quickly.
I think no, no, these are real too.
That's beautiful. That's
I
yeah.
want to keep these, but I'm afraid to wear, all these diamonds. That's just
So
crazy.
I totally get that, but at the same time, I would say most people are going to assume it's costume.
That's true.
It makes you feel any better, and you want to get a little bit of wear out of them.
Yeah, I really I'm keeping those. They're coming out right now.
Let's take a
Free
closer
them
look.
from the box.
Do you know, are those deco period? Should we take a look at the findings and see what we can tell?
Yes. Down scope.
Yes. And I think you should keep them. Uncle says keep them.
I think yes, he did. Let's see. The stones are really bright.
They're super white, really beautiful.
Super, super.
So that Belcher setting that we see in the floral drop at the bottom, that is something
Yes.
that like you saw from Victorian period onward, which makes me wonder if maybe this was partially repurposed from some older pieces, and then a more modern like pierced earring was put on the back. But I would say that it definitely has some vintage, if not antique, elements to it.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure. I'm gonna take the I'm not sure. I just took the back off.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because these don't all look like they go together.
No, it looks like it was potentially kind of put together from a few pieces and maybe from heirloom diamonds that were in the family.
Yeah, these are very, very, and these are very white.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
I'm keeping them.
Wear them in excellent health. That's
Yeah.
what I say.
Okay. This was in the box with it. It's a beautiful sapphire with some baguettes on the side. But
That's
I don't think that is old either. I do have. Where is. I'm sorry. This. Oh, just any. This is. I'm having a problem finding this one. So this little box says Gucci.
okay.
And I'm going to show you on the up screen. This little thing.
Oh,
And
interesting.
you open it up. It's like a snuff box, but it says made in Italy, and
Interesting.
then it has engraved initials and then Gucci.
That is fascinating. That's going to be more homework too. I'm just going to take a
And
little.
then those are my mother's. Well, my maiden name is Boulay, so that's I'm sure he got it because of the initials.
That
But
is
I have no idea. I can't find anything online about it. But anyway,
sometimes it just takes time to research things. I had a something that was converted to a brooch for 7 years before I figured out what it was. 7 years. And finally, I managed to track down an advertisement that was the explanation of what it was, which was a quack medicine piece of jewelry that was created that was
I
meant.
saw that. I saw
Yes.
that one.
It took me 7 years to figure that one out, but don't give up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I mean, I know most Gucci stuff has that green in it or whatever, but I've never have I ever.
And Thelma says early Gucci specialized in gift items. So definitely worth digging into.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, this is a coin. I know that's not your thing, but it's from 1900,
It's still amazing.
and the chain. This is so heavy because it's 24 karat.
That's amazing. It's a beautiful
So
piece.
a lot of people don't know that this type of clasp, they see that and they think it's costume jewelry, or if it looks like that,
Yep.
it doesn't always mean that it's costume jewelry.
Correct. Worth checking. I've had some pearls and some other things that were really beautiful and had exactly that closure on them in the past too.
Yes. Some cameo. No. I have so much stuff. Too much, not enough time.
Well, then we'll just have to do it again because I would love to come back and play.
So, like, look how tiny this little ring is.
Oh, wow.
It is. I don't even.
We should downscope on that one too.
Downscope.
Close.
Downscope. It is. I don't know if it's a 3 or a 2, but I'm thinking it. I thought maybe it might be Victorian.
Yep, I think so too.
It says HB.
And HB, just being as how you are on the East Coast, we call it, even though Henry Burke's in Canada did mark their early jewelry with HB. And
that's all it says. This is definitely gold. I mean,
it's definitely gold.
Gold.
Really nice. It looks like an old mine cut diamond more than an old European too.
Yes.
Yeah,
beautiful. See if I can show you. It does.
Look. All that chasing, the high crown.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
It's a beautiful ring. I mean, it's just so tiny. It's my pinky. So that is Victorian, and then this one is, I think, because it has these little.
Ooh, that looks like coral and turquoise.
Yeah, and this is tiny as well. I'm not familiar with that.
That is definitely a mark that can be researched that would probably tell us a lot about it.
Yes. It is definitely gold. It looks like something might have been written there. I don't know, but that is an
Gorgeous.
unusual mark. But yes, this I thought was Victorian. It's tiny as well.
Mhm. Yeah,
Would you say?
everything's right about it for it to be Victorian, like around that 1880 period, 1890.
Yeah, and then so I have a lot of rings that have like the cuts are very like this. Like look at that. Oh,
Ooh,
it's got I think it's got a chip in it. No, oh no.
oh no. It will still be loved by someone.
It, yeah.
Is
But
and is
yeah,
that
this is
is that a sapphire? It looks like it could be.
it is a sapphire. I'm actually gonna get little toothbrushy things. I'm gonna see if that's a
And green sapphires are quite rare too. That one like is like a deep blue green. At least that's how it's coming across on my screen.
yes, it's like it's got greens and blues in it. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a little nick in there. Yeah, I'm not happy about
And
that.
they could very well have left it just because it wasn't worth losing any more volume to the sapphire to reshape it. Because you could always do that, but
Yeah, this has been worn to almost gone away. I mean, it's just there's nothing left there.
beautiful.
This does say 14K, but yeah,
15K.
this has been worn so much. There's nothing left on the on that. I have what else do I have? Yeah, I have quite a few of them that look like that are cut differently. Sorry. Um, it's just harder to. So I want to show you this one. So see how thin?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautifully done. And then this one is still tiny.
Yep. Beautiful.
So tiny. Um, I there's just so much stuff. I don't even know what to pull out. Um, I have pencils. I have
Like those mechanical pencils from Chatelaines and yeah. Oh, that must be. Is
yeah.
that a purse handle
It's
or
a it's a
oh a
silver.
shaving razor?
Yes, I don't want to open it because they're
Yeah, but that's not. But beautiful silver work on that.
yes, there is. So there's a lot of these kind of things. And well, he was a barber. Um, there's like fobs and knives and mosaics. Like,
Oh, wonderful. And
um,
those are really popular now for people to wear as pendants.
yes, a lot of people are wearing those now. This says Tiffany, but it's not Tiffany. So yeah, I have lots of weird pens, well, pencils and quill pens, and he just, he just, it's just so much. How do you, how do you get through all this stuff? There's just so much stuff. Oh, you're gonna love these.
It's like that old saying, how you eat an elephant one bite at a
One
time.
bite at a time. Jan says that. These are, he saved these two from extinction because these are gold.
Oh,
These
wow.
are, and they're all engraved. And I'm going to go down scope so you could see these. These are like,
Like medals. Hmm.
yes, and there's quite a few of them.
See, and
Um,
those I think could definitely be researched as well. And there's probably a lot of information, and I bet you museums would love to have those
yes,
on
this
display.
one is presented to the members of the Fall River 1880 to 1892,
Wow.
and just amazing. So yeah, I have like a whole little thing of these.
It's
That one's
beautiful.
enamel,
Wow.
and this one says just says 69, 1893 to 1890, December 8th, 19. I'll go down scope. Down scope. Yeah, we
No,
have to do this again because I have just so much. So it says 69 there, but if you December 8th, 1891, it's a lodge. Rebecca veteran patent 1892 by the Sovereign Grand Lodge. And yeah, these things February 23rd, 1887.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if they just keep giving it to the next person or
That's
so
yeah, interesting.
yeah, so it's gold and then enamel. It's just beautiful.
So
So
beautiful.
he saved a lot of these things from getting
Yep.
melted.
Melted down for the value that it was worth at that point in time, which I'm so glad he saved them. These are incredible.
Yeah, so let's look at this one is 1880 to 1892.
Treasurer.
Treasurer in terms president. So 6 4, I don't know, Marshall. So this one person maybe had all these jobs.
Yeah. And with having those dates, you should definitely be able to figure out who it belongs to if we can't find a name.
Yeah, Fall River is down in almost by Cape Cod. So it's not, it's maybe an hour and a half away from where I am.
Sometimes I like to think of it too as like
Yeah,
back then, how long would it take to travel horse and carriage, early cars?
oh, I know, right? And this one has a T-bar.
Yeah. With an early safety catch. So that like I love to see the old details. Is that even a safety catch? No, it's not. It's just double enforced to make
I
sure that
think
it
it's just
stays.
double enforced to make it a
Yeah,
little bit wider.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, crazy. So this is the front. President John H. Carroll, Division 3. And then it has all of these.
So much symbolism too, with like the birds and their hands and swords.
Yeah, look at this. The hop and the
Love it.
says friendship, unity, Christian charity. Interesting. I don't know. It's crazy stuff.
Hey Gina. Hey Emily.
Hi guys. Hi Emily. Gina. Let's see. What else can I pull out? Oh, I have a Purple Heart. I don't know if that was his. It doesn't have his name on it, so but there's like a lot of these little. This one's almost like 3D.
Oh yeah. It would be worth trying to do a Google like reverse image search if you haven't yet, just taking a picture to see if you can search based on image to identify what some of these are.
And nobody does this beautiful work anymore.
No.
When
Now you get a digital certificate of thanks and that's it.
just about. This one I think is crazy.
Oh wow.
And oops.
Plate with that metal mask or
I thought these
like armor on
the
top.
swords maybe come out because the swords and then they're I don't know. Just crazy
So well
stuff.
made.
What else do we have? So we went through the Victorian. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. There is a few of these. Right. So I did look this one up.
Excellent. Oh yes, that is amazing. Art Nouveau shamrock.
So there is a little bit of wear right here on the enamel.
Mm-hmm. Which is honestly quite typical for enamel pieces.
Right. So it has the
a bill. Yep. So you can wear it as a pendant. The nice
here.
bill.
And then here, that's for the watch, right?
Yes, that's right.
The watch.
You could suspend it. That is a very functional piece of jewelry right there. You could wear
it is very Very
suspend
functional.
something else.
Yeah, it is beautifully done. I saw one that wasn't as nice, that somebody actually filled in the one spot where the enamel was gone, but I just thought that was, yeah, I don't think anybody should mess with it.
I agree with you, and here's why. You can always fill it in later if you want to, but you can't undo bad work.
You can't. No, I
Right? And
agree.
and I mean it's been worn, and it's been worn because it was enjoyed and loved. So like, to me, that's part of the story. It also makes me feel a lot better about wearing pieces and like not worrying about potentially adding a little more wear to them when they have a little bit of wear.
Yes.
It's
All right, this
gorgeous.
is a ring.
Ooh, beautiful pearl, and those look like either rubies or garnet.
I'm not quite sure, but this that Baroque, I guess Baroque pearl is huge. Um, I'm going to show you.
Hi, Ashara. Enjoy your podiatrist appointment if that is something that can be enjoyed.
How do you wear this?
You definitely wear it on your pointer finger and you do a lot of pointing that day.
Where are we going? We're going here, we're going there.
What is
It it looks to me almost like a crown.
that? Mm-hmm.
And that work that you said before is like that brushed.
The Florentine, I don't know if it's Florentine so much as like a brushed
More
finish.
brushed, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know where and when that is from.
I'd say that one's probably a little bit later than mid-century, but around like 1960s. I've got a few cocktail rings of similar style. They really like their like big finger cocktail baubles that are
Yes.
Bombay florals. Hmm.
So I have this as well. This is a little, there's no hair in this one though. Forgot about this one. This one's tiny.
Oh, it's a beautiful pave turquoise.
Yeah. And there's the clear glass, and that's just like a piece of material. But I'll show you downscope so you can see the detail. It is beautiful. It does need to be shined up or loved a little bit because it's dirty. It looks like a piece of velour in there.
Yeah, sometimes they would line them with silk or something else before hair or anything else was put in. It's beautiful.
So I thought initially that was a missing piece of turquoise, but I don't think so. I just think it's, I don't know, because maybe. Do you think? Yeah, now that I look at it close.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. And it's almost like somebody tried to replace it with like a little blob of enamel. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to find the perfect piece of turquoise and I'm not going to try. Because if you look at them carefully, and this is how jewelry was made, I would say this is potentially Georgian or early Victorian, but the setting is made to fit around the gemstones instead of the gemstones perfectly calibre cut. And that's why they're not perfectly round. They were using
Right.
what they had and how they were faceted, which amazing.
Little crack. I actually have a huge pave turquoise. It's probably 2 inches in diameter, and that is at auction right now. It's going to be going up for sale. I think March, and that would be at um, Bonham's Skinner of Boston. I don't know if you've heard.
Oh, yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're high end. So I have some stuff coming up there.
Excellent.
So this is beautiful,
That is.
very petite, and I don't know if they used. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. This is brushed, not.
Yeah.
Look like little eggs.
Oh, and it
Maybe
looks, are those marks? Yes, there are some tiny, tiny little marks on the bail.
it looks
It
like
looks like 750.
750. Yeah, that's 750. So that 750 is that 14?
18.
18.
585, 14, 750 is 18.
Lovely.
Very nice quality.
So it's tiny.
Ooh, it is small, but such presence too.
Yeah, it's tiny compared to the one that I just showed with that has, the
Perfect for
puddle.
layering. You could wear the tiny one up higher, the one that's almost a heart a little bit lower. Exactly.
Yes, I will. If I could just wear it all, I would just wear it all.
I had a moment like that last weekend where I was like, I don't wear a lot of my jewelry enough, so I'm going to wear like 3 necklaces, 5 rings, go out.
It's all about the layered now. That's what they say.
Ooh, that one's beautiful too.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with it
No.
that I could see. And again, there's a C class, but like you said, with the
That's an early safety catch for sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely beautiful. And that one could very well have been made intentionally as a mourning piece with like black enamel over the gold.
yes, it is gold. We can go down scope. Oh, and it says it's Hammerman Brothers, New York. They started in 1946. That's from so this isn't, I don't know if it,
Yeah, like more of a Victorian revival piece, because Victorian revival was actually pretty big from a period in the Deco period and onward.
okay, gotta get this in a 14K, and it's H. I don't know what it says. I don't know what it says. So that's the mark of Hammerman Brothers. It's like an H. I don't know. It's a weird mark. I found it in one of my books. But yeah, there's the catch. So but it is
It's beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah. God only knows when it was made. I don't know. I don't think it's Victorian, but um, let's see.
The maker's mark should be like the best indication if you can find out when the maker worked, but it does have that same Victorian look of like a
Yeah.
black enamel.
I do have a bunch of
Hi,
there's
Thelma.
just,
Thank you for stopping in.
hey Thelma, thanks so much for coming by. Um, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like this.
Yes. Lovely bangle. Oh, wow. I love those old closures too,
Yeah,
because it guides the bracelet to close exactly as you want it to instead of trying to line it up. So it makes it easy for an individual to put it on. Those of us who
right.
don't have maids to, put our necklaces and bracelets on.
Exactly.
Beautiful work on that too.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So I still haven't gone through everything. There's a lot of there are a lot of these pieces. What do they call these?
Like lace pins.
Yeah, there's just a lot of them.
Beautiful. And these all look quite early too. They're beautiful. And that one looks like a morning piece.
Yes, and it has the T.
Mm-hmm.
That looks a little bent. I can always fix that. But yeah, that's a pretty piece. And things like this. Look at, I mean, that is so delicate.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
I don't know.
That's
So there's a lot of
petite box.
yeah. There's a lot of these. I think these are dressing clips, right? Or
Yes, they definitely are those little lace dressing clips that you could use for, hiding your bra straps
yeah.
or
And then there's
straps.
these are solid gold.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was just asking me for a pin the other day. I'm like, no, I don't have any.
Not a one.
Not
Ooh,
that.
like a sword. I love the design on that. That's cool.
This is really cool. This is later though because of that. This is another one of those lodge things.
And it looks like an elk tooth as well.
Yeah, I believe it is. And there's like an elk right there on it.
The most appropriate elk tooth usage in jewelry. That's amazing.
Things are just crazy. Yeah, I could go on and on. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, this one has a diamond in it.
Nice.
Oh, and this closes. Isn't that
Look
cool?
at that. That is ever cool. Love those kinetic pieces. The design that went into these, sometimes you can find little patents on them or find information in like the Google Patents repository as well to
Right,
see when they kind of patented the designs, because so many of these makers did try to preserve their designs and get a record done of them.
right. Yeah,
These are such wonderful pieces. Another talon on coral.
yeah, there's just, I'm so overwhelmed. There's just so much. See, these are really popular. I remember
Yeah.
these crescents.
And those crescents were actually honeymoon pins. So that was what they
Are
would
they?
what we would popularly wear in the Victorian period when they were on their honeymoons.
So I need to, this is another box. I need to separate everything so everything's not banging off the other thing. You
It's a good
know,
plan, especially with
yeah, it's a,
things you don't really want them rubbing too much.
right. It's a work in progress.
One day at a time, one box at a time.
One thing at a time. There's
Exactly.
just so much. What was that other? I don't know. How are you doing for time?
I'm gonna do another 10 minutes if that works for you.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome.
There's some other things I wanted. This piece is beautiful.
It is. And that's got another beautiful pearl that looks like a Mississippi pearl or river pearl.
Yeah, fresh water, and then the turquoise. I think this is a later one, but it's, yeah, because it says 14K in the back. But I don't know. When I see the small turquoise like that, I think of Victorian stuff. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Well, and they did have a lot of their, fly or bee or other motif jewelry. They were fascinated by insects.
Yes.
And that's where it gets tricky for all of us because we try to figure out, okay, what is the date on these? And when motifs were reproduced later, because motifs don't really ever go fully out of style, it gets tricky for us. We have to look for other hints.
Right. So
That
this
looks
is
green.
stingray skin.
Yeah,
I forget what is the name. There's a
shagreen, I believe. Right? I think shagreen is how they
something
term.
like that. Yeah. I'm like, what is
It's
that?
beautiful.
It is, yeah, and it's a great shape. I mean, for however old it is.
Yeah,
Um, there's a few more.
I agree. Justine Uncle's collection is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
And
this stuff is. I mean, now when I say I'm overwhelmed and I'm this is it's beautiful. I love it all, but at the same time is it's crazy. This is a beautiful pin. It's very delicate. Oops. There we go.
beautiful. That one feels like very, very late Victorian to Edwardian period with that
Yes, I
attached.
would say because it's not a T at the end.
Yeah. And they really
Uh,
love that lacy look.
yes, it's quite
And is that a
interesting.
ruby in it too?
Um,
In the center?
it's I think it's a ruby.
Yeah. Which you don't see very often. You often see them with like sapphires, sometimes emeralds, rarely ruby.
No, that's a garnet.
Oh, then it's a nice deep garnet.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
very deep. So, bar pin Edwardian. I wrote on the
Perfect.
back with a question mark.
Now you can take off the question mark and just add garnet.
Yeah. So these are buttons, right? They're all
Oh,
connected.
yeah, they are. Yep.
They have little diamonds in them. These are 14 karat. So a man or a woman would dress with these, I guess.
Mhm. Yep, exactly. So instead of having the buttons the way we do today, they would just push this through, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all tied up here, but yeah, there's two strands, one with diamonds and one without. So those are Victorian, right?
They likely are. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say like Victorian up to like very early Edwardian period. And then you don't see too many that are much, much later than that, just because as the machine age progressed, everybody really loved buttons, plastic buttons, sewn in buttons.
All right. So I have a lot of, so this one's all diamonds, and
That's a stunning example.
this is nuts. Like, can you feel the overwhelmness?
Yes,
This,
but also the excitement. See that you see those often with like little seed pearls,
yep.
sometimes with one diamond. I don't think I've ever seen one that is like fully diamonds with larger diamonds as well. That's gorgeous.
I just noticed that there's a tiny little seed bead missing right there. But
On the
I'm
bracelet, that's
sure,
an easy enough repair for a jeweler.
yeah. And I'm sure I have them. I'm going to go down scope with that because that is amazing.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking, oops, where am I? I am thinking that is this one Victorian because of the back or because of the seed beads?
We should definitely take a look at the back because there were some similar ones that were made up until the 40s. But with that watch pin,
Oh,
and
yep. See, it's got a watch thing in the back.
yeah, I would say that it is an earlier one and it's got an early safety catch too. So I would say Victorian on that. And it's got like the right cuts for diamonds. They're old mine, an old European. I see 14K engraved in a couple places, and those are really nice diamonds too.
Yeah, they're very nice. But see, I just noticed just that one is missing.
Just one, easily
Hmm.
taken care of.
Yeah, yeah, the diamonds are just amazing.
And
You know,
because the seed pearls in that are so white too, it'll be pretty easy to match. Sometimes when they get more worn and they start to lose their nacre or they turn that like bluish color, it's trickier, but you shouldn't have too much trouble.
yeah, I'm sure I have some with that. Where was the other thing I wanted to show you? Not that one. There was these. No, those are. I have just a ton of these bar pins. There's just so many of them. I have these are brass. Oops, I'm at the wrong camera. Sorry.
All good.
These are brass. I have a couple
Nice.
cameos, but yeah, these are definitely brass.
Mhm.
And I just pulled out. There's more of these dress pins
Oh, beautiful.
and bar pins, and there's
Oh, another crescent too.
another crescent. Yeah, that one looks like that might be pearls and let's see. Oops, things are
Ooh.
falling everywhere.
Looks like pearls and sapphires. Let's find out what the gem
Ooh,
tester says.
come on, Mia. No, they're glass.
See, and this is why everyone who collects or sells should have a gem tester. It's worth testing
Because
because
those are very sparkly.
they really are. And like truly glass was valued as being a fantastic substitute for a gemstone because you could have wonderful color, wonderful consistency in them too.
Yeah,
So
it
they would
looks.
put that in gold.
Oh, it has a name on it. Going down scope.
Let's do it.
What does it say? Crements?
Oh, yep, it's Crements.
Crements. Yeah, see, that's more modern there. I don't know if that was replaced. It looks like it might have been.
It does show a little evidence of work like that. So
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
you know what you're looking for. Your uncle would be so proud.
Thank you.
And
I
Crements was tricky because they also worked in costume as well as in fine.
right. So yeah, I found a few. I just sold a crements the other day. Type. There was these reverse intaglio type rings, and I had never seen anything like it, and I don't know why I can't find them now. I was thinking of keeping this. This ring is absolutely amazing, and that diamond. Yeah, but look at how tiny it is. It's tiny. That diamond is so clear.
Yeah, it's blinding.
It's blinding. It is.
That's beautiful. And the setting is really beautiful too.
Yes. See the flowers. So this is Victorian, right? With all these flowers.
So I actually think it might be just a smidge later based on the cut of the stone, because that stone cut is more old European than old mine. Because
Okay.
it's so symmetrical. What does that say? Is there a date? Any
P P F in 891, 11/23/40. So there's two dates in here. So maybe it was like a grandparent's.
yeah.
So that's like
Or
a
maybe the center stone was reset in the 40s, which is
F,
possible too.
yeah, FF to EU 11/23/40. Yeah, so I thought that was another date, but it's not.
Because the prongs that are holding it too, like that style was very, very popular, kind of Art Deco and later in the 40s, that fishtail design
Yeah.
too. But it is just a stunner. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I can't bring myself to selling that one. So what do you think of like pencils and pens and things? Because I know I have a lot of those as well.
There's absolutely a market for them. People love them. A lot of people wear them as pendant if they're like the smaller chatelaine style.
Yeah,
They're
so I have some of these small ones. Oh, and there's a knife.
nice.
Um, and yeah, these still have the um,
Like the pencils in them that work.
yeah, you could still use them.
And that's rare to find because often now they're broken. People still wear them anyway, when they're not usable at all. So yeah, good. It's a good thing
Oh,
to have.
so I didn't know that. I didn't know that they didn't that they don't usually come in there because all the ones I have the lead in there.
I think that your uncle did a fantastic job of finding the best examples in the best condition that he could, which is the right thing for collectors to do. Like you buy what you can and then you trade up when you are able.
Right, right. So yeah, there's a whole bunch more of these pencils, and I know I looked a bunch of them up. Some of them have jewels, some of them have like watches in them.
Wow.
They're like gold and silver, and I don't know. It's just nuts. Like this one I know is probably Victorian because it has, a thing so you can hang it.
Hmm.
And then it has a carved, it's like a face on there. What is that? Having a hot flash. I'm sorry.
Oh, all good.
All things go out the window when the hot flashes come.
I know what you mean. All too well.
But this is definitely gold. So yeah, these are. I found some antique sugar cube things too. These are silver. They look like wishbones. They're
Tongs for tea.
yeah, but there's not one. There's not two. You had to have
The whole set, so that
yeah
you and all your lady friends could be sitting around with that
with
beside
their
you.
own prom.
Love it.
I don't get it, but I've learned so much. And then I have knives. I have, I don't even know what half of this stuff is.
That looks like maybe it's a hat pin. Oh no, it's a
No, it doesn't have a hat pin
spoon.
at the other end. It's a
I
coin,
just saw the
actually.
end and I was like,
What are these spoons for? They're spoons.
So I don't know. I have suspicions and thoughts as to what they could be for, but they could be
Uh,
for your tea as well. So
that's funny.
stuff was very popular. What can I say?
No. So this one here it's gold and it's a letter opener, but it also is a knife. And so you know, that has an,
It's like the original Swiss Army knife with an
you
extra.
know, what am I going to do with all this stuff? What am I going to do with all this stuff?
Well, I think that if you did want to pass it along, I'm sure that your auction attendees would be more than happy to give a lot of it homes. And there's always listing too. So if you have you thought about setting up like do you have an Etsy store at this time? I'm
I
not sure.
have Etsy. I have Etsy. I have eBay. I don't have a lot of things listed. I've been mostly focusing on this.
Yeah.
Now look at this.
Oh wow.
This is I have a lot of fountain pens too,
Beautiful.
and this has. I don't know if those are real. Let's check them out.
Let's do it. You know, I heard that they are not teaching children how to write in cursive anymore.
No, they're not. So all this stuff, like they can't read the
notes that are being left, exactly. Like they wouldn't be able to read the writing.
yeah. So these are moving. These are like loose. They move.
Are they calibre set and then kind of in a channel?
Yes. So I think these are just glass.
Beautifully done.
Yeah. And then the white enamel, the way that is, I can't really see it here. I'm going to go down and so you can see.
Perfect. Let's do it.
The way they did the enameling, it's, I don't know. It's so interesting.
Beautiful.
It reminds me of like, you know, when they would put, what is that? The little fluff stuff, like from dandelions, and they would put that in the bottom of, you know, and then they would put like butterflies on top. You know, that's what it reminded me of. The pattern. What's in here? I still can't.
Steph says that where she is, they are still teaching cursive in 3rd grade.
Well, that's good.
I'm glad to hear that. I know, like my sister said that at her children's school they stopped teaching it, which was crazy to me.
I don't think they do it up here. So there's the rings that I was saying that they're like in 10. And oh, this one. This one's beautiful. And I don't know where the little bag is. There's so many things on my desk right now that I don't know where it is. Yeah, these all have the lead. And I just thought that was so this, I believe, you pull it out.
Oh yeah. See, and then you could fill out your dance card, which would also be on your traveling.
Right. So you pull it out like this, and then this retracts like that. So
wonderful.
And this one, I don't know what this one does because there's not another place for it to come out. So what does this do?
That is a great question.
I don't know. I don't know what it does because there's nothing that comes out this end.
Yeah. And it doesn't open it up like enough to be like a toothpick holder or anything, I don't think. No,
Right.
it's too, unless you retract it completely. There we go. Or maybe that was the kind where you would insert a pencil, or you could put a toothpick. Oh, it retracts some more.
Yeah, so this might move whatever on the inside. So I don't know what would go in there though.
Definitely telescoping.
Yeah.
If anyone has any thoughts in the chat, let us know what you think.
Please do. Yeah, crazy, huh? And then let's just grab something else. Let's put that, and then this one was in there. This one's heavy.
That one looks like a pocket knife. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it for its age. I mean, it's in perfect shape.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that this is newer anyway. So I have this pendant here, and it's an upside down flower, and it made me think of this after you said that other piece didn't look like it went with the earrings. When we were looking
Hmm.
at these earrings,
Yep.
and so this is like an upside down little flower at the bottom, and so this pendant is like an
Ah,
upside down flower,
yeah,
and these.
perhaps let's take a look at the back and see if maybe it was a brooch once upon a time that
Oh,
was converted.
let's go down scope because it says something down here. Lee Minute. I don't know. Is it Minicelli?
That's what I see too, Menicelli.
So
And
it
does look like it was converted. It looks like they might have taken like the pin stem
right.
and bent it into the pendant piece.
Yep, right there and right there. It looks like it's missing.
Exactly. Nicely
Uh,
done. And I mean, a lot of people really prefer to wear pendants over brooches. I personally love brooches too, but
so this is gold, and these diamonds are very, very clear diamonds.
very nice.
But yeah, I didn't know it said anything until we just took it out. And what does that say? ST. Oh, there's a big chunk missing
Yeah. I
with
wonder
that.
if there was
It has
something
that.
there from before, like where the clasp was or the closure.
Yeah, and that might be sterling. STE.
It could be. It's worth testing to know for sure. But if
Yeah,
it
I haven't
has,
tested it.
I mean, sometimes they would put sterling pins on gold brooches too,
Yeah,
or
but
base
these
metals.
are real diamonds
Yeah,
because I believe I tested them before, but we can do that again.
beautiful.
Um, oh yeah, that's like bing,
Bing. Yeah, it lets you know
bing, goes way up there,
there is
and
no
then
debt.
these are smaller. Yeah, right up there. Oh hush.
It's like I know it's a small one and I touched the tip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, this hangs upside down. So I just thought it
Lovely.
was unusual, but yeah, when you look at it like this, you can see that it was converted. Um, I don't know. Interesting. There's nothing normal here. Everything is just so unusual and different, and it's just you have to keep. He keeps me on my toes, that's for sure.
That's part of the legacy. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. You must think about him. You must think about what he liked, and
Exactly.
learn more about what he collected and why, and try to figure it out, which is fascinating.
Oh, where's Doug? We could have he could put poison in here. He's always
Yeah.
talking about putting poison in stuff. But this is a pendant, and I'm not familiar with that. It's like an R. I'll go down scope with this, but I believe these are all sapphires. Oops. Oh yeah. Easy Mia.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're going right up there.
Oh my goodness. I just saw the time and I am going to have to go in about
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yes, I'm like, I'll just keep going. This is like the gift that has kept on giving and giving and giving. But a lot of this stuff is like, everybody's like, oh, that's great. You inherited all that stuff. But it's overwhelming. And, you can't just, how can I take this and have that melted?
Exactly.
You know, I, you just
And
can't.
no. And I think some of the work is exactly what you're doing. It's going through it, it's seeing what's there, it's seeing what it is that you want to keep, and then what the rest is and what it makes sense to do with too.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't end. And I still haven't come across that one little bag that had like the four. I don't know. I don't know where it is. I had everything put aside. That's a little purse.
Well, I promise that I will come back because this was
Yes,
way too
please.
much fun.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I don't know if people want to stay on for a little bit longer or what time. It's almost 3 o'clock.
If I were them, I sure would, but I have to go to a meeting. I have to host a meeting, so I can't get out of it.
Jen, it's been amazing. Thank you so much for coming and helping us go through this, helping me go through this, and explaining things. And your expertise is bar none. I mean,
Thank you. It is my absolute pleasure, and it is honestly a privilege to get to go through these things with you and have a look at them. So thank you so much for doing this and sharing with us all. Like, really,
yeah,
it's our
we're
honor.
gonna do this again after my surgery, probably maybe near the end of March, if you'd like to.
Absolutely. I will make sure I'll connect with you on email, and I'll send you some links and some resources, and we will keep chatting as much as you can after your surgery, which will go
Yes.
very well.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. And I'm gonna stay on for a few minutes. I'll people can stay on and watch me put things away. I think.
That's the part of taking things out that no one really enjoys. It's the putting away.
Right, right. Thank you so much. Wait, how do I make you bigger? I'm still learning how to do this. There you are.
Hi,
Yay!
everybody. Thank you. It was truly a
Thanks
pleasure.
again. I really enjoyed your time. Thanks so much, and come back real soon. And don't forget the links because I'm gonna add them in after.
I will reach out after work today.
Thanks so much,
Well,
Jen.
have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
Everybody say bye to Jen. Oh my goodness, this was amazing. I'm gonna have to go back over all this, all these. Oh my gosh, everybody, thank you so much for coming. This was amazing, amazing. Justine, Jennifer, Jen, thank you so much for dropping the dropping all the links. I really appreciate it. My surgery is next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. I'm having my neck fused. So not happy about that. But it has to get done because um, it is a quality of life issue. And if anybody was late and they want to see my it closed. It closed. I don't think I can ever get I don't think I can ever like get over how much this thing glows. Like I've never seen anything like it. It lights up like a light bulb. Isn't that crazy? Everybody emails me about it. This isn't going anywhere. Not now. Unless I find another one. If I find another one that, I would offer that one, but this one is just so cool. And it fits me like a glove. I love it. So what were your favorite pieces, guys? I mean, there's a lot. I love this one. I love this one. And the diamonds in this are blinding. Excuse me. I am a little perturbed that one of the little pearls is gone, but it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I don't know. You guys tell me what I want to know. The cameo. Oh, the cameo. This one, the cameo with jewelry. She's got I think it came out as white topaz for earrings. Yeah, she's beautiful. I could wear that. I think I could wear that. I don't think I showed you guys my pin. This is amazing. I forgot to show it to Jen too. It has a trombone clasp. That is a big hunk of diamond. Let's go down, let's go. Do, 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 do. And everybody's like, a lot of people say, oh, you have all this stuff, you inherited all this stuff, that's fantastic, you're rich. No, I can't eat this. I can't live in these pieces of jewelry. I can live with it on me, but not oops, I have to sell it so I can, oh, this is from West Germany, I believe. 14K made in West Germany. And yeah, a lot of people are like, yeah, you're rich now. I'm not rich. I do have a lot of stuff, and that's why I'm selling it, and I want new homes for all these amazing things. But yeah, I I need to sell it all this stuff because Lord knows I am not keeping it. I don't. There's a few pieces I'm gonna hold on to, and then the rest is bye bye. And if you haven't watched my channel before, yeah, I inherited like 800 pounds of jewelry, and it goes from like this high end stuff all the way down to stainless steel costume jewelry. So it's just a big array, and I'm so grateful. Jen was here today, and she just told us so much information. I can't wait to watch this back and read all the comments, and yeah, I'm so excited. Um, the dangly diamond earrings, yeah, I am. She convinced me. I wasn't gonna keep these, but God, these light up too, huh? I'm putting them in now. These ones I have, yeah, like 800 pounds, or give or take, yeah. Trunks, trunks, and trunks, and trunks, and trunks. It's not all high end like this. These are amazing. The ones I had on. These are 14 karat with jade, and they're screwbacks. These are going right in there. Yeah, give or take, yeah, just about. I'd say. And but that includes all the beads. Like, so there's at least 3 trunks um full of like beads to make jewelry and stones. A lot of stone jewelry, stone, a lot of, just all kinds of stone, turquoise, and let's see. I'll have to clean them, but yeah, I like them. I'm keeping them. All right. But yeah, about 800 pounds, give or take. And then like this stuff that you saw today is usually in the bank. I went and I just grabbed a bunch of these bags, and a lot of them say Victorian. That's why I was like, oh, we're gonna grab these. And oh, what is this? Is Gucci. It's a Gucci pencil. Look at that. Oh yeah. I'm gonna put the other Gucci thing with this. Where did I put that? There's just so much stuff on my desk right now. I need to start listing. I need to start listing these. It is very important for me to start listing. Yeah, I think the earrings were my favorite. I do love this stuff. These pencils and things, like this is really real. This, how cool is that? And it does have the lead in there. And then goes like that. And that would be like on a long chain or on a fob. They would have that on a fob. Just really, really cool. Who else we got here? Hi, Anitra. I didn't see you here. Jules Gallery. Hi. I don't think I know you, but thanks for coming. If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. Um, and thank you for coming. I don't even know. Let's look at it since it's here. The bag says Tiffany. These are ivory. Yeah, those are ivory. Something else in there too. Yeah, these are all ivory. Very, very old. It's a crocheting needle made out of ivory. Well, saying a little prayer for that animal. I'm sure that that animal has been gone for over 100 years. That really makes me sad. This is another Tiffany bag. I'm not sure what's in here. Silver spoons. I'll do the down camera so you can see. I just really enjoyed that so much. Is that bone? That is a knife made out of it's pretty sharp too. So I can't tell if it's bone or I think that's ivory. It's crazy. That's really sharp. Hat pin. I haven't even gotten to the hat pins yet. That's a whole nother box of crazy. My grandkids yelling downstairs or laughing really loud. Look at who's here. Mia, you're muted. Oh no! I'm muted? No, I'm not. No, I'm not muted. Your grandmother collected ivory. It's such a conundrum what to deal with it. Yeah, obviously, you don't. I don't know. I pay homage. I am very. I I pay homage to the animal. I feel bad that that's what happened. They should have never. I don't even know what that is. It's one thing back in the day when you couldn't clothe yourself and all that. Nowadays you can go to the store and buy stuff. So, these are all dressing things, and it was commonplace. I get it. So what do you do with it now? You thank the animal and you I don't know. Oh, this is freaky and awesome at the same time. This is a cat. It's an intaglio. And it actually came on this chain. The cat is like bony and creepy. Hold on. See, look at there's another pencil. That's a pencil. All right, let's go to the downscope. Probably not going to go on for too much longer. That was just amazing with Jen. So look at this. How creepy is that cat? And he's like, look at, you can see his ribs, but underneath is somebody's crescent, somebody's shield. somebody's family crest. That cat is creepy. That cat is creepy. Is that a hell? I don't know. It's definitely a cat. It can't be a hellhound. You need some meow mix. Definitely need some meow mix, right? Yeah, and that's somebody's family crest on the bottom. And it looks like jade. And it's that's all in sterling. So, but I got to put everything back into these little bags, and then I have to bring everything back to the bank, because I don't like having any of this stuff around the house. Yeah, I like the little pencils. Pencils and pens. Oh, here's a whole bunch more. Look at all these gold pens and pencils. There was one over here. She is so informative. Yeah, these are all pencils. That one has a jewel on it. Let's test the jewel. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Testing the jewel. Let's see what this one says. Oh, I think this is citrine. Yep, that is citrine. So you would wear that on a chain, and that's crazy. I don't know. These are all pencils in gold. It's nuts. Yeah, I got to get back to the bank before it closes, so I can get things back there. Pretty difficult to sell ivory. Yeah, I'm not selling any ivory. Yeah, you don't do that. Some states allow it if it's within the same state, or with regulations. There are some states you can't sell it at all. Yes, I just sent to her too. Oh, good. If you guys are not subbed to me yet, that would be great if you could, and hit the thumbs up, and I'd appreciate that. Sundae Baubles. Yeah, she is so informative. It's just nuts. The knowledge bombs that she drops are amazing. Look at all these little things. What was he doing with all this stuff? I don't know what he was doing with all this stuff. What is that? Is that a yellow sapphire? Yeah, it is. Old setting too. So, one more thing. So, it says Happy Easter, right? But you open up the egg. Open up egg. And inside there's a little chickie. How cute is that? He's on a little chain. And then it says Happy Easter. Isn't that cute? So I couldn't find this one online The ones that open up like that have the chick is like molded like right in there. So when you open up, his little head pops out, but nothing like that with the little chickie that's on a chain. It does need a little jump ring though. I noticed it needs a little jump ring. But yeah, isn't this cool? And this is 14 karat gold. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom. Really cool stuff. It is. I'm sorry about that. Those are my grandkids. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get going anyway. But God, thank you so much, everybody, for coming in and hanging out. I am gonna watch this back. I don't know when, but I am. Yeah, jump ring. I do have some jump rings. So I mean, Uncle made his own stuff. He constructed, deconstructed. Um, all kinds of stuff. He was amazing. I wish all of y'all could have met him because he was just so amazing. So yeah, if you please subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the thumbs up and leave a comment of afterwards of what your favorite thing was, because I don't know, I think there's a lot of my favorites here. There's a lot of my favorites. Um, but I'm keeping these. So you could have been anywhere, but you were here with me and Jen and from Sunday Baubles. So thank you. And you were here with each other. And I appreciate all of you so much. I will be back on Monday. I don't know if I'm having a sale or not, but I'll be back on Monday. Uh, it'll be just a few days before my surgery, and I want to hang out with all of y'all. Thank you again so much. Be kind to one another, please. And then also, don't forget, be kind to yourself. Love you all. And thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.